Good Friday afternoon, 1 p.m. Central Time. G is for gratitude. Tom Ginn here, and I am really excited today to introduce a guest. Going to be talking to Justin Benton. He's going to have a great story to share with you about the miracle plant, and I'll be bringing him on and have him share that story, and we're here to answer any questions. If you have any comments that you want to put in the comments, we'd be glad to address them. So with that all said, G-Force, I think gratitude is probably one of the most powerful words that we can incorporate in our life because it negates negativity, gives us a different perspective, changes how we look at the world just by a thought of gratitude. So with that, I have a lot of gratitude to introduce to you Justin Benton. Good day, Justin. Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
That's right. What's going on, Tom? Thanks for having me on. I really do appreciate it. And I love being able to talk about this misunderstood plant with so many names, sharing our story and helping people just really get a clear understanding that this is really just a vegetable or a fruit like kale or broccoli, and they should be consuming it just like any other, healthy supplement. So really excited to be here.
I am as well. As we were talking backstage and stuff, my wife and I are involved in our wellness center with CBD. And so we've done a lot of research, and I've looked into your company, been to your website, and you're doing CBD the right way. And that's educating the consumer. You're not the guy that's got a shop sitting in a gas station pushing CBD across the counter without the consumer knowing what they're getting. So with that all said, where are you from? Tell us a little bit about yourself personally, where you live, your background, and what got you into this arena around the miracle plant.
Well, it was real simple. 6 years ago, my son was diagnosed with a severe case of autism. It was a regressive disorder. And we were looking for miracles. We were looking for prayers to our, answers to our prayers. We seriously, we were married. He was our second child. We had the house, the white picket fence, the dogs, everything was cruising. And then, the biggest gut punch of my life. And so, you're not prepared when you get that kind of story that your son's been, your child's been diagnosed with a severe ailment that you just don't know what autism means. You don't know if that means you're going to have to take care of them the rest of your life. You don't know if you're ever going to play catch. He wasn't speaking language anymore or communicating. So we started looking for answers, and we tried many different things. And then I came across some research with Charlotte Figi and Paige Figi out of Colorado. So many of us did. There was a special on CNN with Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who talked about how Charlotte was going from 300 seizures a day in hospice, not going to live, down to like 1 seizure a month. So that was like, well, wait a second. If it's helping with seizures, which is neurological, maybe it can help with autism. So I went out and I talked to there's a community out here called Realm of Caring, which is it's actually set up by Paige Figi. And so I talked to them, I talked to their experts, and started using, their recommendations and products. Unfortunately, I didn't see the results that I was looking for, but I wasn't going to give up because the science was there. Then I came across some other research from Dr. Raphael Mechoulam, who actually found the plant and was able to isolate the plant in 1963 out of Israel. And he started to say, and he had some research in the 1970s that showed that it helped with 9 children that he had shown with taking CBD with the seizures. So I wasn't going to give up. And then I found out how people were extracting it. And then I was like, well, wait a second. Why would you decarboxylate a cannabis plant? The only reason to decarbox, in my opinion, is to burn off the acidic precursors. So if you actually ate high THCA cannabis, like something out of Cheech and Chong, you wouldn't get high. You actually have to heat it. So that's where the confusion came. And so then I was like, well, let's juice it. There's Dr. Courtney out there started doing a whole raw cannabis movement. So then I was like, all right, well, I can grow. I grew up in the Midwest. I didn't know what a farmer is. I had some buddies out here that grew cannabis. Let's grow a high CBD strain. It was called Susie Q was the first one that we started with. And then we were at a pumpkin patch. My son was having a tantrum. He was under a bench, screaming, kicking. All the other kids are playing on haystacks and doing all that fun things of, what normal kids do. And then we gave him a tincture under his tongue. And literally 2 minutes later, my wife says, she's the one that gave it to him, said he popped up. He was calm. He was out playing with the kids and picking pumpkins. And the grandma comes over and she's like, what was that? What did you give him? And that was the beginning of raw CBD oil for our family. And you fast forward to now, he's a healthy, happy kid. I'm his coach at YMCA. He goes to normal school, no therapists, totally happy, healthy, neurotypical. And that was our miracle. And that was a few years ago that we really got our son back. And so we set up 101cbd.org as a platform to help and educate other families, especially with autism, that there is hope. There is education out there. There's so many platforms out there in the autism community that don't talk about what you can do. There's all these FDA regulations and things like that. And that's why I also set up the Miracle Plant podcast, because you know what? You can't regulate a podcast. And we just have people on our podcast to tell their story of how cannabis, hemp, whatever you want to call it, sativa L, ruderalis, the devil's lettuce, all of those different names. It's just a plant. And we have people on our Miracle Plant podcast just to tell their story, how cannabis, how hemp changed their lives in extraordinary ways. So I really appreciate you having me on, Tom, and I'd love to help out any way that I can.
Well, you mentioned some things there. Number one, I can't comprehend, having a child with autism and what that puts you through. And then you did find something that dramatically, like you said, the miracle, and that's one of the things when my wife and I looked at it, we did a lot of research like you did, the realm of caring. That was one of the sources I went to when I was evaluating the industry, the plant, the product, or whatever you want to talk about. And it's important. I will maybe ask you some questions here in a second, but it's really important for people to understand. I think, it's a miracle plant. Where's it been hidden all these years? I think it's important to maybe tell a little story why it was criminalized and why it was hidden in the back burners. The misconceptions. If you want to share with that, I'd be glad to.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see let me grab a book here. One sec.
Okay.
So this book right here is called "The Emperor Wears No Clothes." Yeah. This is written by Jack Herrera back in the 70s. And they just came out with another edition that's actually an electronic form that you can get that his sons have done. Jack's no longer with us. And it's electronic, and they actually allow you a section to upload your case study or your story of how this miracle plant has helped you medicinally. So I encourage you to check that out. It's The Emperor Wears No Clothes by the Herreras, Jack Herrera. So in 1936, there, in the 30s, Popular Magazine declared that hemp was going to be the next billion-dollar industry. And back then, $1 billion in the 30s was kind of like Mike Myers and Austin Powers talking about $1 million in that funny scene. And so, Henry Ford had built a car completely made out of hemp. It was also running on gasoline that was made from hemp as well. So there was industrialists out there, the Hearsts and the DuPonts, that were paper manufacturers and cotton and newspapers, and DuPont was oil and petrol-based plastics. Pharmaceutical companies were coming along, and they saw this opportunity that they could make this smear campaign. One of the things was called that movie Reefer Madness was used, and they actually renamed the cannabis plant marijuana with an H, was a slang term that came from Mexico to try and again, they were trying to slander all the jazz musicians and everything they possibly could. And then on top of all of that, in 1936, the American Medical Association and the doctors within wrote 2.3 million prescriptions for cannabis oil. So in 1937, they passed the Marijuana Tax Act, which made it illegal for marijuana in our country. And also it made it illegal to grow hemp. Even though George Washington grew hemp, it was America's first cash crop. Thomas and Jefferson grew hemp. The flags were made out of hemp that we flew, our American flags. The Constitution, with the first draft, was written on hemp. Farmers could pay their taxes in hemp. Every farmer in colonial days had to grow at least an acre of hemp. Our Navy was using hemp ropes. it was just an absolute travesty that these lobbyists and these industrialists got involved and got rid of our cash crop, our American right to have this plant that we can eat, that can shelter us, we used to feed the plant to livestock. So we were getting these cannabinoids like CBD through the eggs that we would eat. If a chicken was eating hemp pellets, you'd get 120 milligrams of CBD in a single egg. So this plant was gone for 80 years. And wouldn't you know, autoimmune diseases popped up that doctors couldn't solve, like rheumatoid arthritis and neuropathy and all of the other ones. And wouldn't you know, when you take this plant that was gone for 80 years from our food cycle and you incorporate it back in, that there's this miracle going on all over the world. So I'm happy that it's alive. There are some that say in the infinite wisdom of the universe that this plant was gone for a reason, because we didn't let anybody mess with it. We didn't let any GMO, all of the crap that those people do. We have a pure plant that dates back in our country to the early 1600s. So that's what our mission's about, is to educate. And we give our products away for free. Anybody wants to try it, reach out to us. We'll send you one for free. You have any questions, you can get a consultation on our website. My email address is jbenton@101cbd.org. Email me personally. My phone number is 805-642-5623. We're on a mission to heal the world. Our goal is by 2025 to have 1 billion people see our videos, try our products, learn from us. We also will give away free seeds on any order with us. Just ask for it in the notes. I want some seeds. We'll show you videos how to grow it in your backyard. When I leave this earth physically, my legacy will be people are growing hemp in their backyard just like they used to, and just like tomatoes.
Wow. And what, it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it that's really resonating with you. Sort of the same thing when I started investigating. I didn't have the same story, but I had a story how it benefited me, and I investigated that and then started understanding the physiology and tell people about that. We do produce cannabidiols in our brain. If you want to share a little bit about that all vertebrates do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, all mammals and even other types of animals do as well. So it's called 2-AG. It's a really long word. The anandamide is the THC version. So our body literally produces cannabinoids endogenous into our own bodies. It's called endocannabinoid system is what's in our body. So when you turn around 40, your body doesn't produce all the hormones and the enzymes that it used to. So if there's been severe trauma or issues in your life, you may need to supplement your body with extra cannabinoids. Again, you were eating them through livestock and eggs and cheeses and all types of different things before they made it illegal, which was a crime in itself. But yeah, our body has also in our brains called CB1 receptors that are set up to receive these cannabinoids. Are throughout the body in our immune system, we have CB2 receptors. It's an endocannabinoid system, which the endocannabinoid helps regulate all systems in the body, including the immune system. So they just discovered it in the 1990s, and Dr. Ethan Russo, who did all the research for GW Pharma to make Epidiolex, which is a synthetic version of CBD that they charge $32,000 a year for kids to use, which is a joke. But anyways, he had to do research to show that it was valid for, jump through all those hoops. And in him doing the research, it's called endocannabinoid deficiency syndrome. He believes all and his research shows that all, diseases and all types of autoimmune diseases, especially, is because of a lack of cannabinoids like CBD. So that's why we're on here talking, man, people. And that's why the proof is in the pudding. Try the products, try, you have a wellness center, Tom, to help people. And I just want people to try it. And I want people just to grow it in their backyard, because you know what? The proof is in the pudding. We're not selling anything here. We're educating here so you can try something instead of taking a white pill that was prescribed that we all know has a laundry list of side effects. Even the over-the-counter ibuprofens and the aspirins kill on average 50,000 people a year, but no one talks about that, what it does to your liver and to your kidney. The hemp plant will actually improve the functionality of your liver and your kidney. It'll improve your eyesight. It improves your brain functionality and your heart. So this truly is the miracle plant. It's not going to do it all by itself. It's not a silver bullet. You got to do your part. You need to drink the water. You need to do the things that you need to do. You need to exercise, be mindful, get sleep, and you are what you eat. So this plant will certainly support you and set you up for success as long as you're hanging in there and doing your part too.
That sort of brings to a comment and a question I may ask here. is because it's a plant. It was criminalized because of an industrialist situation, and it made it some sort of evil getting high type of thing. But the pharmaceuticals have really tried to keep this plant down, and because they can't patent a plant. And you mentioned some things. We take things for granted. We want instant cures. So we take a Tylenol, and I'm probably or some other ibuprofen or something like that, expecting something instantaneously. We've been conditioned by the pharmaceutical industry. And you want any comments about what you found about the pharmaceutical industry in relationship to CBD, and how they're still trying to push back on it and keep it under the myth of what it is?
Well, I mean, look, pharmaceutical companies is same. There's no difference between tobacco and alcohol and all of the big organizations. Look, it's $1 billion club out there, and the billionaires don't want to get out of their club. They want that extra house. They want that, their lifestyle, and it's all a game. These are multinational companies that did $970 billion last year. God knows what the number is going to be for 2020 when they tally it all up. This is big business, multinational conglomerates this is a system of money that is deeper than you can possibly imagine. The last thing on planet Earth they want is people taking a product that cost them $50 a month, or even free if they grow it in their own backyard. That cuts into their bottom line. People need to wake up. It's not about addressing the symptoms, it's about addressing the cause. We all know what the cause is. It's the processed food crap that we eat and being sold to on all these commercials. It's the refined sugars. They won't even allow high fructose corn syrup in the borders of Russia. France will not allow it. If you go look at the ingredients in other countries, it says things like, in France, it'll say cookies, butter, flour, eggs, sugar. You look at our ingredients on our shelves, and you need a dictionary and a master's degree to pronounce some of that stuff. So at the end of the day, and there's those conglomerates, there's companies like Bayer that own the food side of things, and then they make all the processed junk, and they buy these companies, and then on the backside, it's not healthcare, it's sick care. Everyone who's diagnosed with cancer is a $500,000 paycheck. Cha-ching. All of this the madness has to stop, and it stops when we start talking about it. We start educating each other to wake up. That's my favorite thing about CBD. Someone takes CBD, which is just part of the plant. There's 500 other parts of the plant, which are great too. But you take the CBD and your pain goes away, or it subsides, or you can sleep, or there's less anxiety. And then it's like taking the pill in the Matrix. Your body, your mind, you wake up. Wait a second, what else could I do to improve my health? If this plant would help, maybe I should go for a walk for 20 minutes, or drink some water, or eat right, or exercise, or get a good night's sleep, and all of those types of things. I've seen so many people try our products and have an awakening of how much more that they really are in control, and everyone needs to take back that power. You're in control of your health. Don't give it over to some company. Don't give it over to somebody who's making money on you. You are in control. You're in control of your emotions. You can meditate. You can read books and align with people that give you positive energy. You're in control of your health and wellness, and that's one of the coolest things that CBD does, and I get to witness every day.
That's when I got exposed to it and started doing research and seeing it and seeing it work within our community of using the product. We did a lot of research, and what really got me excited about it is the research has been suppressed and that type of thing. And what I found out of one of the doctors that's associated with our company is Dr. Philip Blair. He was a military MD, but he started doing research back in the 90s. He could have been discharged using CBD with brain trauma and PTSD. And so it goes what can it do? Well, it could do what your body's designed to do, right? Is basically if you get the right mix of lifestyle. And I think you said something very important. It's not just culture. We've been trained to take a pill, quick fix. It's a lifestyle that we need to, change in this culture, because we are not healthy people as a whole. And So I appreciate all what you've said there. Um, so it's your son, right? That had what, autism?
Mm-hmm.
How old is he now?
He's great, healthy and happy. He was a 148 on the ATEC out of 178, and or 179. That's as bad as it gets, basically. I mean, he was supposed to be in special needs courses and have to live with assistance for the rest of his life, and even in different facilities. And I did not accept that. And, you know, for all of us that have read the book Think and Grow Rich, you don't accept it. He didn't accept when his son was born with no ears that he couldn't hear. He waited, did everything he could, and the universe opened up, and the right person who developed a machine that helped him hear came into his life. And I was the same way. I didn't accept it, and I don't accept things that aren't the way that you want them to be. So we found the miracle plant. His diet changed. We cleaned his diet up. It's pure organic juicing every morning: carrots, kale, celery, apples. We also use a company called Sunrider that has the prebiotics and probiotics. And it's you are what you eat. So if you're eating healthy, organic, wild blueberries and cilantro that clear out the toxins and the heavy metals in our body, that's what, there's nothing that, God, man who decides to play God in these chemistry facilities. Look, this planet there's a plant out there for whatever issue it is that you're suffering for. I promise you that. And if you do your job and just eat right, you're going to be, heading down the right path. So it just happens to be that this plant helps our bodies up for homeostasis. And we got lucky. And I'm so happy that I found this plant. I smoked in college, and I didn't like getting high THC. It made me anxious and paranoid out of my mid-20s. So I gave up on the plant. And if it wasn't for the grace of God that I was having a conversation with my buddy at a diner called the Busy Bee in Ventura, California. And he mentioned CBD because a doctor of his was making a CBD pen for like a little roll-on. And I looked it up, and that was how my journey got started. And now my answers were, my prayers were answered. And so now I pay it forward with education, free platforms, Miracle Plant podcast, anything I can possibly do, because again, I know all of my, sales and marketing and communication skills can be used to really help get this out there for everybody to hear it.
Yeah. So a little bit of, I think it's important, it's your product, and I appreciate you sending me some, and I've taken some, and I'm very attuned to taking CBD, and I noticed the effect with your product. Okay. My body received CBD quite well, and I'm very responsive. That's something I want to bring to the attention. A lot of people take it one time and they don't see a result. We've had clients say, I've got arthritic hands, but I don't know if I'm getting any benefit from it. But you know what? I'm sleeping better. So lots of times people are looking for something very specific, but it's working in another area. What do you do to help counsel or teach people that figuring out what the amount they should take, frequency, the amount of milligrams? What do you educate the people of? Because just taking, everybody's going to respond differently. So what do you do helping your clients, your people that are looking to? What do you guide them through? What type of resources do you offer?
Well, for me, everyone's bodies are different. So I always say start slow and start low. So you start with for us, it's half of a dropper is around 10 milligrams, and hold it under your tongue for 5 minutes. Try that twice a day. Sublingually, you have sublingual, glands that actually go directly into your bloodstream. So the longer you hold it sublingually under your tongue, the absorption rate can get up to around 70%. So that would be my recommendation. Start slow, do it at least twice a day. CBD only lasts in the blood about 8 to 10 hours. If you're dealing with something very severe or chronic, you might want to do it 3 times a day. And then after a few days, if you're not quite seeing the effects or noticing the effects, then I would go up to a full dropper, which is around 20 milligrams a day. If you're dealing with something severe like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or cancer, neuropathy, rheumatoid arthritis, any of the big ones, then we usually recommend to start slow like that, but totally feel free to keep pushing the envelope. You know, if it were me that I had cancer or my loved one had cancer, I'd get up to at least 100 milligrams per serving. I'd be doing 300 milligrams a day. And then I'd probably end up doing more because, again, what are the side effects of CBD? Oh, you might feel a little more relaxed. You might sleep better at night. So, you know, some other, you know, other side effects that could be from CBD is that people sometimes are like, you know, all of a sudden I needed to go to the bathroom, or all of a sudden, you know, you have some like reaction in your mouth or something. Well, you know what? That's CBD going to work. It's getting your systems going. All systems go, because the endocannabinoid system helps regulate. Some people take CBD for pain. That used to be the number one reason. Now it's anxiety. But they would take it for pain and they'd be like, okay, I'm going to take this. This is going to work for pain. Well, what happens is when you take a cannabinoids and, you know, the miracle plant, CBD, CBG, CBN, CBC, you take all of those cannabinoids, it starts to go to work and align with your body. So the first priority, intuitively, your body will know what it needs to fix. It could be your liver. So it starts working with your liver to get it to help it get rid of all the toxins and things of that nature. So again, start slow, go low, but, you know, increase as needed is what I always say.
Yeah, and so one of the things we do this same philosophy that you're dealing is, but also it's got to be consistent. You give it, 90, keep working it, because we've had our clients come back. They said, I haven't seen it, just because their body's out of homeostasis. Their body needs to start putting it to, it knows, like you said, knows what to do with it, where it needs to be done. And over time, I've also found out with myself, I was taking quite a bit because of the arthritic knees I have, but my body's got into homeostasis. The amount I take on a daily basis has gone way down.
Yep.
Kind of interesting how that works too. So yeah, just glad another thing, because there's so much out there as far as product and those type of things. And there's some really good companies out there. What would you recommend, besides your product, if somebody's out there using a product, what things should they be looking at to make sure they've got a product that is delivering what it says it's on the label? What is the extraction process? What are they looking for certification? What are the types of things that are important that the consumer should know about?
Well, the first thing that you can do is that you can look at what's called a COA, so a certificate of analysis, to make sure that you know exactly what's inside, how much CBD is there, and all of that. So that's the first thing. All of our products have a QR code that you can zap, and it takes you right to the website to show you that. That's the first step. But you know what? I would also say go to their website and get a sense of their brand. Are they just trying to sell you something? Or are they trying to educate you something? Do you identify with the brand? Look at the reviews. Make sure they're verified reviews. There's companies like Trustpilot that literally take your customer list and send a third-party survey that cannot be modified or altered by you. And that would be another thing that I would look at. Ask your friends, what are things that are working for them? Those would be the suggestions that I would talk to. And also reach out to the company. How responsive are they? Do they answer their phone? Do they answer your question? Do they respond to your emails? Those would be the things that I would do. And at the very end, I would trust your instincts. At the end of the day, if people just trusted your instincts instead of trying to get someone else's opinion and give over responsibility for your own health, then we'd be in a better place. So that would be my advice. I
really love what, the things you talk about. You mentioned something, me being a personal development coach, and what Napoleon Hill said, so I just wanted to compliment on it, because a lot of people, your instincts are strong. Your intuitive mental intellect is there. So like you said, trust it. So how long have you actually enterprised taking your message to the world? When did you start?
Well, it started obviously when we got the diagnosis with my son back in 2014, which happened to align with the first Farm Bill of 2014, which allowed America to start developing cannabis products for marketing and piloting and research. And that was the beginning of our journey. And, I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of good friends and a lot of relationships. And there's so many good people in this hemp industry. There is, Bob Hoban is a friend of mine. He's a lawyer out of Denver. He's the world's biggest cannabis hemp lawyer. He's got set up shops in over 20 countries around the world. And there's NOCO, which is coming up in March out in Denver, which is the largest hemp and CBD. They're going to do it in person this year, so I go there every year. And Morris and Elizzy, who put that on. There's just a beautiful community of people that are here for the right reasons. This hemp revolution has been going on for decades, and CBD's only been around literally for a couple years, since the 2018 when it made it very clear that hemp was legal in CBD. So it's just it's a beautiful community. There's so many wonderful people. You can tell pretty quickly who's here for the reasons, for the reasons of giving and serving and being someone that really cares. And then there's the others that are just here to make money. And then ones that are here to just make money, they'll make their money and they'll disappear and they'll go to something else, whatever the next bubble is and things like that. The only thing that I'm concerned with is the people that come in here that are just about making money and finding the cheapest isolated crap CBD that actually junks up your receptors, is that it'll leave a bad taste in the people's mouth out there that heard that CBD helped other people. Right now, about 20% of the country has tried CBD. About half of them think it works great, and about the other half think it's snake oil. So there's 90% of the country out there, which is around 275 million people just in our country. We're not talking about others yet, that have not had a positive experience with CBD. So, Tom, we've got a lot of work to do.
I absolutely, and that's not work when you're sharing something of this value, of this importance. It's not work, and it becomes a passion. And I really appreciate your passion and your cause. I know with that industry, why it was squashed and why it's still being pushed down, and that's how we do. That's how we introduce it to people, through education. We do seminars and workshops to make sure people understand the history and that it's not snake oil, and it's, all the myths that are out there, and then work with our clients through a process so that they stick with it long enough to see the result. And I think that's a key thing. It's not
Absolutely.
just the key there. So, I put some information here. Anything else you want me to put in here so that the audience can reach out to you? Besides, I've got.
Yeah, those are good phone numbers there, websites there, whatever we can do to help, and like I said, if you want to try a product, send me an email and say, hey, I saw you on GeForce, and I'll send you a free product to try. Let me know what it is that you're trying to, overcome, whether it's anxiety, pain, or sleep, or something more severe. But, I respond to probably, at least 100 emails a day with questions and things that I can do to help. I'm on Clubhouse all the time, so get on Clubhouse and check me out. There's so many great people on Clubhouse that I've been collaborating with. They call me the Clubhouse Wizard. So check out the Clubhouse Wizard. You'll find me on there. But, reach out. Give it a shot, and if you've given up hope, or you've tried CBD and you've tried other things and you're just at the end of your rope, just give it one more shot. That's all I would say. Yeah.
This thing Clubhouse, seeing how you brought it up, that's a great forum. Share with people what that's about, what the forums are. And I guess you have to have an iPhone?
Yeah, iPhone is what you need. Apparently, you might be able to do it with an iPad, but it's a little tricky because you have to be able to register a phone number with the Clubhouse app to get in. So basically, Clubhouse was a social network that got started around March of 2020, and mostly it was Silicon Valley investors and techies and things of that nature. And then about 2 weeks ago, the marketing and the sales guys, the Grant Cardones, the Ty Lopez's, the Gary Vaynerchuk's, they all got in there, and the thing just exploded. It's an invite only, so you need to find someone who has an iPhone who's in there, get on their contact list, get on as many as you can, and then you'll potentially be able to get waved in without the person having to use up one of their precious invites. You get one invite when you get in. After 7 days, you get 3 more invites, and after that, who knows, you may never see another one. They don't want to grow it too fast. It's already kind of burgeoning. So if you are looking to, learn more about whatever it is you're trying to do, and you're serious about education and learning and aligning and networking, I've never seen anything like it. I'm almost certain I'll never see anything like it again. They have these rooms where people who are talking and sharing inside secrets of their industries, and everyone's just giving value, and everyone's trying to outdo each other with who can give the most value. I mean, you're getting information that you would literally have to pay $1 million a year to be in a mastermind. I'm not kidding. It's exactly the type of level of information that's in there. It is a bit of a rabbit hole. So any of us that have the shiny object syndrome like I do, it can be dangerous. So you need to make sure you set boundaries and make sure you're taking notes and implementing the things that you learn. But It's an incredible resource. I highly recommend people that are serious about going to the next level to check it out. If there's anything that I can do to help, you've got my information, reach out. And, you can email me there as well. Just email your phone number and name, and I'll put you in my contacts and help out any way that I can.
Wonderful. You've covered quite a few things. I think the most important thing that I'm hearing and feeling is that passion and commitment. And, as Simon Sinek says, people don't care what you do and how you do it. They care about why you do what you do. And you're definitely going to make an impact in the world with that message, your energy and your passion and your cause, that crusade mentality. So I wish you the very best moving forward. You're doing a wonderful service for people.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate it, Tom, and I'm really happy to be on here. And anything I can do to support you and what you guys are doing, which is amazing, and helping with the Wellness Center, I'm here to help. And it's just amazing that we're here in this time that people are opening up their eyes and looking to plants for answers, whether we're eating them or whether we're using them for medicinal reasons versus little white pills with laundry lists of side effects. So out here on the West Coast, there's so many of us that have figured that out. We get referrals from Kaiser Permanente, from, the strictest of just doctor people. And we can't even keep up on all the different things. So it's a great time to be alive. There's resources and information and networking tools. So like you said before, I would highly recommend trust your instincts. There's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of great products out there that can help you. Do your own research. Don't just listen to me. Do your own research. Go to pubmed.gov. And you can literally type in a search box for all of the published studies and peer-reviewed articles all over the world, and just type in either CBD and a particular issue that you're looking to get over, or just type in the issue itself, and you'll see all the research is there. But again, if you've got a friend or a family member who's taking a product that's working for them, try it. The proof is in the pudding. That's why we love giving our products away for free, because we know they're going to help. And just like Tom said, make sure you're taking it long enough. There's two reasons why CBD doesn't work. Number one, you've got a junk CBD product that could just be olive oil and nothing else. Number two, when you find a great product like one of the two that we offer, you're just not taking enough. You do those two things, you'll be doing all right.
Wonderful. With that all said, I appreciate you being here. I'm going to put you, if you're done, if you get anything else you want to share, I'm going to put you in I call it the green room, so you actually.
I hope you got some fresh fruit back there like I requested.
That's right. M&Ms or whatever it is, we got them back there for you. But I'm going to put you in the green room, and then I'm going to sign us out. And Justin, it is an honor to have somebody of your mindset and passion on the program. And I'll promote and support you with this cause any way I can. So
love it. Well, I really do appreciate coming on, Tom. And we'll talk soon, I'm sure. Okay. Lots to do.
Hold on. There you go. Miracle plant. Definitely look into it. If you're seeing the benefits, share it with other people because it is a very significant plant that we should all know about and be using in our lives. I am signing out. G-Force. G is for gratitude. I think that is a miracle letter as well. Gratitude. So with that all said, have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. And next week, I've got the great Ken Walls coming on. So mark your calendars, tag your friends, share this message out as well to your friends, and tag your friends on this messaging. With that all said, we are signing out. There we go. Good job. I think I got you muted.
Am I?
I had you muted.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I like the videos, like the jams. Those are cool.
Okay. Well,
the
thanks,
intros
Mark,
and the outros.
for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And anytime, the more we do this, the more people we touch and reach. So I appreciate you coming on, and we're part of that Grow Live Academy, and great group of people. I tell you, man.
I love it. Yeah. Ken's great. I was on last night for the Kajabi, whatchamacallit training. That was cool.
Yeah. That's a good platform. My wife and I have it. We've had it for a number of years for our coaching and our teaching platform. It's so robust. It's crazy good. So
yeah, no, I think it's really cool. And yeah, I love hanging out. And are you on Clubhouse yet, Tom?
I don't have an iPhone.
Dude, you got to go get one. You can wait, but I wouldn't. It's literally worth going and getting one. And I know it's hard to find one right now because so many people are going and getting one just to get on Clubhouse. They're flying off the shelves.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I've never been exposed to that kind of information. I literally am having conversations. I was talking to Grant Cardone yesterday, just like, hey man, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? It's crazy. So
you're walking with giants, and I think that's how we all get better.
Yeah,
get in that community. You only grow when you step outside your comfort zone. So
yeah, it's really, really cool. So yeah, anything I can do to help you get in there, I would highly recommend it.
First thing, get a phone, right?
Just get an iPhone. Just get one, and I mean, if it were me, I'd get one and just get a different. I wouldn't care. I mean, the thing is, I'm not sure how much longer it's going to last. I think too many people are going to get there, and people are going to start like clamming up and getting a little salesy. But right now, and not to mention the networking for your business. If you go out there and you give a positive message and you try to figure out how to help other people and give value, and you're sincere like you are, you're going to find, and we have a tribe on there. So the whole Get 'em or Grow Live community has expanded. We have a tribe that we talk to each other till sometimes 2 or 3 in the morning about real issues, about our lives and about what touches us. And it's unbelievable, man. It's the most incredible tool. So I can't say enough positive about it. I know they will open it up to Android. I just don't know when.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. I know you're a busy guy. God bless you. And, I'll help you any way I can. So I hope you can come back on.
Yeah. Well, and do most people that you're dealing with, is it pain and inflammation in your center?
The whole spectrum, from anxiety, depression.
Yeah.
Most of it our wellness center is on a senior citizen campus type thing. So we deal a lot with the elderly. So we're dealing with arthritic and all those type of things. But
I'm going to send you some more products, and we have some new flavors and some. I don't even know what I sent you. So I'm going to send you some more stuff.
You sent me the Alleviate X.
What flavor?
Peppermint.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's like we've got some stuff. The peppermint hides up the taste of the plant, because we usually send the peppermint to people that don't like the taste. But I'm telling you, Tom, I know that what we're sitting on is rocket fuel. So I want to send you a bunch of stuff. I want you to try it. I'm not trying to take out Elixinol. If that's where your comfort is and that's what you like, that's great. But I want you to have, in case you find, I want you to really give it a shot like we talked about. I want to give you some more products. We have some incredible topicals that are made from, it's just cold pressed plants and, shea butter, mango butter, eucalyptus oil, lavender oil. And, the proof is in the pudding. So, me, I'm here about impact. I just want to make sure that you're trying all of our products and you're like, okay, this is something. And who knows, maybe, maybe there's different price points, or some people like a certain product in certain ways, but we do wholesale, we do bulk, and I can white label you something, Tom. We do white labels for chiropractors, everything all over the world. So you just tell me what I want you to fall in love with our products. So I'm going to send you a bunch of good stuff. Try some more, see what you think, and let me know. And if what you have, Alexinol, is you have more faith in and confidence in, then awesome. But at least sometimes you need to look around to make sure that you've got the best product to offer your clients.
I have a pretty good network of people who are in the CBD industry here, because I was a distributor. It's not multi-level, so we're direct manufacturer to wholesale arrangements. So I was a distributor, and I know a number of good quality people doing it for the right reason.
Cool.
And so I will definitely get that information, because we're always the people are looking for giving the best alternatives they can for the clients, or a wide option.
Yeah, and sometimes like the CBG, like that's a different product. The one I'm doing with Jeffrey Gitomer, Sales Boost, that's a completely different product. That's for focus and mental clarity. And the whole secret to the plant is you should be consuming it the way it was grown, which is whole plant. So many companies out there, they use alcohol extraction, and they use all these different solvents, and they cook, heat, process, and turn it into white powdery distillate and isolate. It's junk. It's nowhere near as clear and as good as something if you just ate the plant. So
are you doing CO2 extraction?
That's a little bit of it, but most of it is just cold press, but everyone's using supercritical. So they heat the plant up. It comes out like black tar. Anything that we're done comes out like comes out like a green honey, because it's the whole plant. There's cannabinoids, flavonoids, terpenoids, all of the omega-3, 6 acids, even the chlorophyll. The entire plant is what needs to be consumed. And I'll show you research from Dr. Raphael Mershulam that showed 1,000% more effective that CBDA is than CBD for nausea and anxiety, which is published. The entourage effect, all of those things. I mean, I have an email I can send you on LinkedIn from Raphael Mershulam to me saying, yes, CBDA is much more active than CBD. So I just want you to make sure that you're trying different products. And I know we fall in love with a certain brand, or we fall in love with a certain system. Just I'm
all open. I'm all ears. I'm all in. So
yeah. So I'll send you some more products. Check them out. And like I said, if you want, I'll white label a product for you. And I'll make it your own. It'll be G-Force, and you can put your own name on it. What's that?
Four Rivers Center for Wellbeing. Four Rivers.
Yeah, you can put Four Rivers on it, just like they do with wine and beer. It doesn't matter. We'll private label it. Of course, we want you to fall in love, and we only work with people that fall in love with our product. So it doesn't sound like you're in love yet. It sounds like you've been on the first couple of dates. So we'll send you some more products and see if you fall in love. And if you do, we'll talk some more about it. If not, I'm here to support you as well, any way that I can.
All right. God bless you, my friend, and healthy, prosperous new year for you.
You too, man. 2021 is going to be great.
You got it. Bye now.
All right. Take care.